Welcome once again to Auto Mundial, the weekly home of all the best motoring news and reviews. This week, a slice of exotica on two wheels as an often forgotten Italian bike manufacturer returns to the spotlight.
We've also got some of the cheapest all-electric vehicles on the market today. But are they worth the skimp, or are you better spending a little more on your full EV?
Plus, answers to questions nobody asked as we work out which is the best car to take on a trip to the Riviera and then parade about town once you get there.
That's all coming up. First though, the news.
Offering more efficient electric tech for similar money versus European manufacturers, BYD has made a name for itself in the EV space for its relative affordability. But now the Chinese carmaker has decided it wants to aim for the higher-end UK customer, and so has announced the launch of its premium brand to our shores. Dubbed Denza, it was founded in 2010 by both BYD and Mercedes-Benz as a joint venture, and so the Chinese manufacturer states it has a grasp of European tastes and sophistication. With a brand launch targeted for early 2026, when the new manufacturer makes its debut on UK soil, we'll be sure to introduce you to its first products.
When you think of Italian motorcycle brands, makes like Benelli, MV Agusta and Bimota often slip under the radar. And added to that list is Moto Guzzi, which, despite being Europe's oldest motorcycle manufacturer still in operation, hasn't been in the mainstream public eye for over half a century, at least since its success on track in the 1950s and 60s. But it still continues to make attractive motorcycles under its Piaggio group ownership, and all from its Mandello factory on the shores of Lake Como. And this is one of its current lineup, the Moto Guzzi V7, a retro-inspired middleweight cruiser. A model first launched in 1967, the V7 name returned in 2008 and has been on a quiet evolutionary path of improvements. Utilising Guzzi's staple 90 degrees transverse V-twin, an engine created back when the model first launched in the 60s, the latest iteration puts out 67 bhp from its 853cc capacity. This is linked to the rear wheel via a shaft drive as opposed to a chain or belt, an innovation Guzzi say allows for more precise, customisable power delivery. All models get a 21-litre metal fuel tank, the largest in its class, which sits above the cylinder heads of the V-twin engine. Cosmetic updates include new side panel designs, a shorter rear mudguard and a more aggressive exhaust configuration. Even the ignition key has been given some attention with its stylised Guzzi Eagle logo. Full LED lights come as standard, while the LCD instrument cluster has seen a graphics overhaul. Guzzi fans will be familiar with the V7 Stone and V7 Special models, but now Guzzi has also introduced the V7 Sport. The Sport gets new 41mm USD forks, dual front disc brakes with Brembo calipers, a dedicated sport riding mode and a 6-axis inertial platform. This system detects the motorcycle's position relative to the road and sends the data to the ECU for even finer and more precise management of electronic controls such as ABS and traction control. Other unique features to the Sport include alloy spoked wheels, which are 1.8 kilograms lighter than those available on other models, aluminium headlight brackets, aluminium inserts on the side panels and a custom designed handlebar top clamp with a laser-etched V7 Sport logo. The Sport is available in two colours, grey and this rather fetching green, which Guzzi calls Verde Lenagno, a classic shade from the first V7 Sport. All models get two riding modes, road and rain, while Sport models also get the aforementioned Sport riding mode too. The cost? Well, while the V7 Stone starts from £8,450 and the Special starts from £8,900, the Sport will set you back £9,700. This makes the V7 Sport one of the more expensive middleweight naked retros, priced above rivals like the Triumph Speed Twin 900 and Ducati Scrambler. Although tick a few options, and the Scrambler will get more expensive. Retro models from Royal Enfield are also significantly cheaper, but they aren't as well equipped. Having said that, the V7 range is still manufactured at Guzzi's home on the shores of Lake Como, rather than overseas, and that has got to be worth something.
The plug-in hybrid full-size SUV segment is jam-packed with competition and a whole host of cars that would certainly do you proud. But now your decision is about to get a little bit tougher, as Toyota has just lifted the covers on an ever larger RAV4. Fresh out of development, the new shape RAV4 is yet to take to the streets, nor is it anywhere near its market debut. The redesigned model is expected to hit UK shores in early 2026. Speaking of the redesign, there are a few key elements that jump out at you with this new 6th generation. First and foremost is the new car's size. Where some 30 years ago the RAV4 was a plucky 3-door off-roader, it has grown to full-size proportions, sitting alongside some of the larger cars on UK roads. Secondly is the overhauled front end. Much like other Toyota models launched in recent years, the new RAV4 gets a sleek light bar flanked by sharp headlights in what is a nice sloping front end. Complementing the brand's new-found design signature are plenty of sharp creases for a modern look. Powering the new look Toyota is a choice of 3 powertrains, 2 plug-in hybrids and 1 full hybrid. The latter simply overhauled from the outgoing model, getting 188 or 180 brake horsepower in all or front-wheel drive respectively. As for PHEV tech, both pair a 22 kWh battery good for 62 miles of EV driving with a 2.5 litre petrol engine. A front-wheel drive-only model gets 265 brake horsepower, whilst the additional motor size of the all-wheel drive model means 300 brake for a peppy family wagon. Inside, space should be aplenty on this larger RAV4, given its larger exterior dimensions, though we are yet to get official interior measurements. A Land Cruiser-esque dashboard gets chunky design pieces and a pleasing amount of physical buttons to accompany the 12-inch central screen. Running on Toyota's own and brand new infotainment software, we are yet to delve into the complexities of a new tech, but we do know it will run both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Prices are as yet unknown for the new Toyota, but with dimensions growing from the outgoing car, we can only expect the new model to also get a larger price tag than the current £44,400. So let's look to a more affordable entrant.
The Skoda Kodiaq has long been a popular model in its class, offering great space and fantastic interior styling. And hitting the market from £36,500, it's not only cheaper than the outgoing Toyota, but the upcoming RAV4 might as well sit in a different tax bracket. For the money, you get a 1.5-litre petrol with a mild hybrid system good for 150 brake horsepower. You'll struggle to get Toyota RAV4 rivaling performance aboard your Skoda Kodiaq, but in plug-in hybrid form, that same 1.5-litre TSI engine develops 204 brake horsepower thanks to assistance from a 116 brake electric motor powered by a 25 kilowatt-hour battery. Outdoing the inbound Toyota, the Skoda will get 75 miles of electric-only driving from a charge. In this particular form, the Kodiaq is available from £42,000, which sure is closer to its rival's value, but will still come in below. Despite the admittedly smaller price gap, the Skoda offers a far nicer cabin in our opinion, with greater thought put into its looks. At this price point, you cannot rely on rugged design language, and so Skoda has fitted its Kodiaq with satisfying aircon controls, fancy upholstery, even in this entry SE trim level, and nicely padded seats front and back. From our short early preview at the new Toyota RAV4, you could say that we're looking for more, especially when rivals like Kodiaq exist. However, we do look forward to seeing it on UK roads next year, when we'll bring you our refreshed thoughts.
After the break, the Dolphin Surf may sound like a strange cocktail at the holiday bar full of unsettling ingredients, but it's actually one of the cheapest electric cars on the market. So, is it any good?
Welcome back. Coming up, if you're a sucker for hyper-expensive, attention-grabbing design accessories, this might be the car for you.
The cost of living crisis. It's all the news ever goes on about, and for the last few years we have all felt its cosmic crush. New car prices are just a reflection of that, as values appear to rise exponentially each year, sending even the most modest family runabout beyond reach for many. But inbound from China, there are a few models going against the grain to offer deals that the standard Joe could feasibly afford. Last year's Paris Motor Show saw the overarching Leapmotor brand launch for European markets, and with it came the T03, a small all-electric hatchback with admittedly quirky looks and an attractive price tag. Hitting the market from just £16,000, this is the perfect example of an affordable econobox for the new era. Step inside, where you are not perturbed by the T03's tough-to-love looks, and you get a back-to-basics cabin that, whilst appearing sparse at first glance, actually features all the amenities you would want. Sure, physical controls are lacking, with most functions only available from within this 10-inch infotainment display, but you do at least get the odd creature comfort like aircon, adaptive cruise control and electric windows. You even get a sunroof. It is worth noting, however, that whilst Bluetooth connectivity for music is available, you won't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The Leapmotor T03 offers around 165 miles of range from a 37 kWh battery, which may not sound like a lot. But if you do plan on taking what is essentially the most affordable EV in the UK on a nationwide motorway tour, you may want to look elsewhere. Until recently, the Stellantis-owned entry-level EV was pretty much in a class of its own at such a low entry point.
But now there's another Chinese challenger for those suffering from tightened purse strings, and it's the oddly named BYD Dolphin Surf. A slice of quirky marketing blurb or an ancient proverb, we cannot tell. What we do know is that with tighter dimensions, a sharper design and more intricate details, this aquatically themed EV is far more pleasing to the eye. That may be the case for the exterior, but full of bold design pieces and in-your-face metallic details, we do find the cabin screams early 2000s, which we could take or leave. What we do like, however, is a greater insistence on physical buttons across the dashboard for at least the most used functions. A compact econobox, the Dolphin Surf, much like the Leapmotor T03 and every other cheap city car since the dawn of motoring, gets a minuscule boot that will frequently require dropping the rear seats for a little added shopping space. Three powertrains are available for the new entry EV, dubbed Active Boost and Comfort. The former gets a 30 kWh battery good for 137 miles on a charge. The mid-range boost shares the Active's 88 brake horsepower electric motor, but pairs it with the range-topping 43 kWh battery, making for 200 miles of range in what is the model you probably want. The top edition takes that same battery but doubles its power for marginally less range. Slightly steeper on price than the Leap motor, BYD's offering hits the market from £18,650. Models boasting the larger battery pack, however, go for £22,000 and £24,000 respectively, making it quite a bit more expensive than its rival. So what do you get to warrant that price tag bar a faster 0 to 60 time? In all honesty, not much. Climate control is manual across the board, electrically adjustable seats are reserved for the upper echelons of the range, and unlike the TO3, you'll struggle to find any mention of a sunroof. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are benefits on this model, but we're not sure that alone is worth the £2,500 price difference.
The Bentley Continental has long been the ultimate chariot for crossing countries in a flash and then parading promenades and luxury storefronts in style once you get there. But in the sweltering heat that the summer provides, simple air conditioning will not do. That's why the good old fellows at Bentley provide this, a drop-top version of its lavish motorway mile muncher dubbed the Continental GTC. Getting the same proud looks as the regular model, yet dropping insulated metal for a breezy open top covered in fabric, it does present as a perfect summer cruiser. Though, should you decide to drop the roof of your £250,000 automobile, Bentley's engineers have fitted its GTC front seats with air vents, warming your neck and protecting you from the elements. Inside, a pair of tightly packaged, heated, cooled, massaging seats hug you as you take in the Conti's exquisite cabin. This particular model gets nice wood trim with a blend of red and cream leather upholstery, but the upper echelon of the automotive industry is all about personalisation. And so, should you have the cash to burn, you can request any colour, material and design combination for your GTC interior. Powering the Continental in any form is the so-called high-performance hybrid, which replaced the old-school W12 of the previous generation. With this new unit, you get a 680 brake horsepower twin-turbo V8 paired with an additional plug-in hybrid system. The whole thing totals 780 brake horsepower, all while providing 50 miles of electric-only driving. So, you'll be able to bomb across continents at speed and then subtly patrol the streets of your favourite high-end Riviera resort in total silence.
But what if subtlety isn't your thing? If you're looking to scream your bank account's total from the rooftops, a simple flying B will not do. Instead, you'll want a drop-top sports car lathered in only the most lavish of logos. As it would have it, Mercedes' luxury branch, Maybach, may just have exactly what you're after. A plush, powerful and proud version of its SL class coated in the outfit's icon. This is the Mercedes Maybach SL Monogram series. Taking the bog standard £100,000 Mercedes SL and adorning it in the most fancy leathers, suedes, metals and woods known to man, the SL Maybach is already a lovely motor. But this new Monogram series is a special edition that takes things to a whole new level. It's part of the German manufacturer's Manufaktur branch, where any and all special requests are welcome, should you provide the cash to back it up, of course. Though sitting at just £250,000 a pop, this Monogram series is more of a template, showing just how far you could go. Two colour concepts are available, either this Miami Vice white model or a more sultry red. In either case, they come with a blacked-out bonnet, stunning two-tone black and white cabin, and old-school chrome trim around the windscreen, grille and bumpers. But truly highlighting how this Monogram series is an example of commissioned excess is the sea of Maybach monograms decorating the bonnet. The automotive industry's best attempt at recreating the Gucci bag, we expect this special edition SL to attract plenty of looks when parked up at its local harbour next to its owner's mega yacht. For its loud attire, this SL does not get the bark to match. Based on the SL 680, it gets a 4-litre bi-turbo V8, good for 585 brake horsepower, though tuned towards a smooth ride. You do not get a loud exhaust here. That soft drive is only amplified by a 9-speed automatic transmission, rear axle steering and hydraulically assisted active suspension. Both usable about town, both luxuriously decked for travel, and both sitting around the price of a first house, the Bentley Continental GTC and Mercedes Maybach SL Monogram are both exquisite summer drop tops. But the prerequisite is that you spend your days rubbing shoulders with other wealth builders aboard your own mega yacht.
Next time on Auto Mundial, if it's stunning looks and a comfy cabin you're after, perhaps this BMW will do the trick.